Hello everyone, so here I am RV. So our today's topic is tears. So let's start it. Now tear film are also known as precorneal layer because it is present just above the cornea. As you can see here, it contains various layers. The outermost layer or the layer which is just facing the environment or atmosphere is our lipid layer. Then the widest part of tear is the aqueous layer. As you can see in this picture also, this whole part which contains a small bubbles, like actually these are not bubbles, these are electrolytes or proteins in it. Okay, then our mucin layer which helps in the attachment of the tear film to the corneal epithelium. Okay, it contains certain hydrophobic part which are responsible for the foundation of the uh, mucin layer with the corneal epithelium. Okay, so now what is tear film? Let's just discuss about it. It is, as I told you, it is present just before the cornea. It helps to nourish and hydrate the cornea. Basically tear films is responsible for to provide all the nourishment and uh, basic constituents which is needed by the cornea are all provided by the tear film. Okay, it is clear transparent liquid like structure which is secreted by lacrimal gland. Why we are saying lacrimal gland? Because the aqueous layer, widest layer of tear film, is formed by lacrimal gland. Okay, now the function of tear is, one of the function of tear is due to reflex action. Either any dust particle or any foreign objects come suddenly into our eyes, to the first reflex action of our eyes is tearing. Okay, so next it's our human expression also. Tears due to like sudden a lot of happiness, or due to when we get pissed or we get upset, so suddenly we start crying. So that is also because of our human behavior, that is also shown in the way of tears. So tears are also responsible for the expression of emotions. Okay, so yeah, next we are gonna discuss about in details about the different layers of the eye. Okay, as you can see in this picture, there are the location of the glands or the parts through which these layers of tear film are secreted. Like here you can see lacrimal gland is responsible for the formation of aqueous layer. Okay, the middle layer, the bluish layer which you can see here, this layer is formed by lacrimal gland. Next, the meibomian glands, as I told you in my previous video. Okay, meibomian glands are present in the lids in the number of 20 to 30 in the number of upper and lower lids. There are presence of meibomian glands, and these glands are responsible for the formation of lipid layer. Okay, in this picture also you can have a look at the location of the different glands. Okay, now the goblet cells basically are present in the conjunctiva and which are responsible for the formation of mucin layer. Okay, now we are discussing one by one about the layers. So here is first is we're gonna talk about is mucin layer. So it is present just after the corneal epithelium, as you saw in the picture before. Okay, so the layer which is in contact of the corneal epithelium is the mucin layer. It's one of the work is to distribute tears properly in the eye, and the second one is to make a attachment between the corneal epithelium and the tear film. Okay, so it coats the cornea. Okay, next conjunctival goblet cells are responsible for the formation of this layer. Okay, now next is our aqueous layer. So the middle layer is our aqueous layer. It promotes spreading of the tear film. It the control of infectious agents and osmotic regulations are responsible by these functions are regulated by aqueous layer. Why we are saying that these all things are controlled by aqueous layer? Because this is the only layer which contains all the electrolytes, all the proteins, all the amino acids, or important components which are responsible for the metabolic activities of the cornea, or which helps to provide nourishment of the cornea, are all present in this layer. Also this layer contains a high number of water amount, like if this layer constitute about 70 to 80% of tear film, then in that 70 to 80%, 90% of water is present. Okay, other 10% comes other in under 10% comes under electrolytes, amino acids, or nucleotidase, okay, lysozyme, lecithin, antibodies, proteins, etc., etc. So why we are saying the other thing is to control the infectious agent. Why we are saying infectious agents? As you all know, our tears contains lysozyme. Lysozyme is bactericidal enzyme. It kills bacteria. It helps to fight against bacteria. So yeah, that enzyme is also present in this aqueous layer. Okay, and as I told you before, lacrimal gland is responsible for the formation of aqueous layer. So now, as you can see in this para, there are names of all the amino acids and electrolytes, as well as all the things which are present in the aqueous layer. Now we are talking about the third and last layer of tear film, is the lipid layer. It coats the aqueous layer, means सबसे पहले हमारा corneal epithelium, then our mucin layer, then aqueous layer, and then lipid layer. Lipid layers main function is to prevent evaporation of tear film. As you all know, aqueous layer is totally or almost full of water. So to provide water or to hydrate or nourish cornea, we have to hold that water in the eye for a particular time. So to hold that water in the eye, the layer which is responsible is the lipid layer. That's why this layer is made of lipid only. Lipid helps to prevent evaporation of the layer. Okay, next its formation is through the Meibomian glands. Okay, Meibomian glands are responsible for the formation of the lipid layer. Now, how blinking is related to the tear film? Okay, so regular eyelid blinking transform the tears into the thin tear film. Okay, if we got a thick tear film, it's tough for us to see. Okay, it also creates problems when some sticky or like thick things comes into our eyes, like ointment and all. Okay, so their composition is quite thick, so we can't let thick things in our eyes. It it uh, it problematic. Okay, it is problematic. So uh, it is blinking which is responsible for the transformation or the formation of a thin tear film. Okay, so the main movement is blinking is responsible for the spreading of tear film, as well as it is also for the reduction of the friction caused by the movement of the eyelid against the cornea. Otherwise, if suppose if tear film is absent in our eyes, then the friction which is produced by the upper eyelid and our cornea is so that it also burns the cornea. So tear film also helps to reduce that friction so that we won't feel pain. You know, in the situation of dry eye, the inappropriate formation of tear film causes that burning of the cornea, or it causes so pain. So for that treatment we supply artificial tears to the patient. Okay, that is a condition for which is occurred due to the improper formation of tear film. Any of the layers which is not forming properly causes dry eye. Okay, so yeah, and as only upper lid are more movable than lower lid, so yeah, the main thing comes into the spreading of the tear film is of upper eyelid. Okay, so next is function of tear film. It is optical surface of cornea. So as you all know, it is transparent. It also have its certain refractive index. So it is a optical surface. Okay, keeps surface of conjunctiva and cornea moist. Okay, serves as a lubricant. As I told you, it reduces friction, so it acts as a lubricant. Transfer oxygen from air to cornea, as you all know. And if some students don't know, let me tell you about that. Our cornea is only and only our body part which takes direct oxygen from the environment. Okay, otherwise in our whole body there are blood, there is presence of certain veins, capillaries, which are responsible for providing the nourishment and for providing the oxygen to our various body parts, but it is only cornea which takes direct oxygen from the atmosphere. Okay, next, prevents infection due to presence of antibacterial substance. Now students, stop, pause this video and tell me what is that enzyme. Okay, so yeah, you guys are right, that enzyme is lysozyme enzyme, which is responsible for prevention of infection. Next, washes away debris and irritant. Like you guys certain time notice that when you wake up in the morning, there are some debris collects in the nasal side or lateral side of your eyes. Okay, that puncta side. Okay, so that is because of the due to our tears, that dust or debris which comes in our eyes along the whole day. Due to tear, it collects in the nasally or lateral side of our eye, and that is then removed by you in the morning. Okay, next is drainage of tear film. As I told you, tear films are formed, like regularly it is forming in our eyes, regularly it forming, and with every blinking it is spreading. So drainage is also possible. In my previous video, I told you about the whole drainage or lacrimal apparatus which is responsible for the drainage of tear film. So in this slide also you can see that lacrimal gland secretes lacrimal fluid which flows. Lacrimal fluid is, what is lacrimal fluid? It is tear film only. Okay, it is excreted through the excreted duct. Okay, through the blinking lacrimal fluid is spreaded, and then it eliminate through the lacrimal apparatus. Okay, the opening of each caniculi is the lacrimal punctum. From the punctum, tears will enter the lacrimal sac, then the nasolacrimal duct, and finally through nasal cavity it goes into our mouth and then in our stomach. And its amount is so less, we even won't realize that how much tear we just swallowed. Okay, so now excess of tears as caused by strong emotions can cause the nose to run. Sometimes you notice that when you cry, like when you cry so badly that sometimes your nose ran. Okay, the running of your nose happens. That is due to the formation of excess of tear which are draining out through your nasolacrimal duct. So it comes that in that way. Okay, so quality of vision is also affected by the stability of the tear film. Okay, next, the tear breakup time. The like there is a particular amount which is particular amount of time till which the lipid layer can hold the tear in a proper manner. Then we have to blink again, or our eyes just involuntarily do that. We won't notice that so much. Okay, so that time is known as breakup time. Okay, even tears also has breakup times. I know that was lame, but still. Okay, so we can check the blinking time through a test that is known as fluorescent vital staining. Through that staining, we can check the tear breakup time Okay, the tear film is only stable for about 10 to 20 seconds on average. If it is less than 10 seconds, then it comes into pathological condition, or you can also call as it comes in the condition of dry eye. And if it goes less than 5 seconds, then it is severe dry eye condition. Okay, so now thank you. Please like, share and subscribe. If my this video helped you, help in spreading knowledge and smile. Thank you.